Good Tuesday afternoon, everybody. NTV Chief Meteorologist Eddie Shear here with you with your weather before the weather, going a bit more in depth as to what's going on now and what we can expect as we go into tonight and tomorrow from our sort of two low pressure centers. One passing the island at the moment, the next one comes in late tonight and will not pull away until tomorrow afternoon. So we'll sort of just delve right into it. What's happening now? Well, temperatures certainly are cold, although they have warmed up significantly in Labrador West compared to this morning when it was minus 46, I believe, in Labrador City. Now looks like we're closer to minus 30 across western Labrador, minus 28 in the Happy Valley Goose Bay area, so a bitterly cold afternoon across the big land, but weather there is nice and sunny. I guess that's the caveat. Across the island, temperatures are between about minus 6 and minus 12, warmest south and east, and coldest as we go west. Looks like it's coldest on the top of the northern peninsula. Dark Tickle coming in with minus 18 degrees right now. And we have been seeing a bit of light snow across parts of the Avalon Peninsula so far this afternoon. We had some heavier snow this morning, but that was actually from more along the lines of a snow squall rather than the low that's currently passing. Satellite and radar imagery. This is the infrared satellite showing we have one low passing right now. And if I stop this, you can actually see that the darker clouds are offshore, most of them. That's where the heavier precipitation is with this low, and basically this low will continue to sort of pull away towards the north and east, which means the snow is going to quickly wind down this afternoon, basically from west to east. Short-range guidance indicating that's going to happen by about 4 o'clock. Amounts not as much as it looked like it was going to be yesterday, generally a centimeter or two, perhaps a bit more across the southern parts of the Avalon Peninsula, but overall, no big deal with round number 1, which is just the appetizer, but this does not really have a bearing on round number 2. It just is going to reduce our total snowfall for the 2-day period by perhaps a little bit. Radar imagery from Holyrood showing that we have the darker snow once again showing up offshore. And I'll highlight that for you now. That's where the heaviest snow is, that darker green color, well offshore. Everything we're seeing back across the eastern side of the Avalon is very, very light snowfall, and that is continuing to sort of pull away towards the northeast. So do expect the snow to wind down this afternoon after just a couple more hours at that. But that is just the appetizer system. Again, I keep saying appetizer. It's just number 1. Number 2 comes in late tonight and tomorrow, so we'll talk about that now, actually. So this is the GFS model from Weather Bell. We'll jump forward to 2:30 in the morning, and there is low number 2 south of the island. Now, we will catch a break in the snow between late this afternoon and probably about 1 or 2 in the morning before it starts back up again. So notice we are just seeing some very light blue showing up across the Burin and Avalon Peninsulas by 2:30 in the morning, just some very light flurries. But that will turn into a steadier snow around sunrise. This is by 8:30 tomorrow morning now. The low is south of the Avalon Peninsula, and you can see the darker blue showing up there across the Burin and Avalon, indicating light to moderate to perhaps even areas of heavy snowfall tomorrow morning. So folks who want a snow day or a closure, this is good timing because it's going to start in the morning and basically continue throughout the day. So I think there's a pretty good chance of at least a delay for school closures for kids, or a delay opening, I should say, for schools, for kids watching, and possibly even delayed opening to work as well for some offices, although I don't think it's going to be that much snow to really cause a snow day for everybody. And then as we go into the afternoon now, this is as of 2:30. We are still seeing the snow across the Avalon Peninsula, winding down now across the Burin Peninsula, continuing on the Bonavista Peninsula and the Clarenville areas, although the heavier snow is going to be across the Avalon this go around. That's where it looks like the heaviest snow is going to be. And then by 8:30 tomorrow night, we can see just some flurries lingering. The low is pulling away, and things are quieting down. Now, tomorrow will also be a little bit on the windier side as the low goes by, 40, 50 kilometers per hour, helping to blow some of that very dry, very fluffy snow around. As far as amounts go, this is from the RDPS model, or the, HRDPS model, which stands for High Res Deterministic Prediction System. This is from Environment Canada. And I actually think this is a pretty good model. It did really well with the last couple of systems, and I think it has a good handle on the amount of snow we're going to see this go around. So the scale here, that's in inches. Notice showing a little bullseye of 6 inches right around St. John's. Now that's 15 centimeters. Everywhere else is probably closer to 4 or 5 inches, at least on this map. Now, that being said, this model, I think, assumes a 10-to-1 snowfall to liquid ratio, or 10 inches of snow to 1 inch of liquid, or we'll call it 1 centimeter of snow to 1 millimeter of liquid equivalent. This go around, the snow is going to be fluffy, so we're probably going to see a 1.5 millimeter or 1.5 centimeters of snow to every 1 millimeter of liquid, which means even though this is showing 6 inches, amounts are going to be a little higher than that. So I'm still thinking for much of the Avalon, about 15 to 25 or 15 to 30 centimeters in spots certainly is a possibility, although I think 30 centimeters, we might get a few measurements of that, but I think they'll sort of be few and far between. It looks like probably about 10 to 15, 10 to 20 across the Burin Peninsula. There is a heavier band of snow showing up here. If that pushes on down towards Marystown, perhaps a little bit more. We're going to have to see if that actually happens or not. But it looks like the heavier snow on the Avalon, again, 15 to 25, 15 to 30, a good forecast for late tonight through the day tomorrow, winding down tomorrow night. Looks like about 10 to 15, maybe a little less for the Bonavista Vista Peninsula. We'll call it 5 to 12, maybe somewhere in that range for the Bonavista Vista Peninsula, back through Clarenville and on the Burin Peninsula, about 10 to 15 centimeters. So sort of a lot going on. I know I've been talking a mile a minute, but I just wanted to get this out before I have to actually get into the office and get stuff going for the TV side of things. The forecast was already done. Did that at AMEC Foster really earlier today. So certainly some good news there. And then after tomorrow, we have another tricky system coming in for Friday, which I'll probably post about tomorrow. We'll sort of let that dog lie for a moment because that's another fairly tricky forecast. And it's going to take more than 30 seconds for me to explain it to you, but I'll give you the rundown. Looks like a cold front comes through, which is going to bring snow and rain to much of the island beginning Friday, continuing into Friday morning. Perhaps some rain on the Avalon, ending as some snow. The question is how much, but again, it's a tricky forecast. Sort of finding the balance between how much rain and how much snow we get is going to be the very difficult thing about that one. It's also going to bring quite a bit of wind with it Friday night into Saturday morning as well. And Saturday and Sunday also look a little bit on the breezy side. So now I'm on a tangent. Didn't want to talk about that, but I did anyway. So that's a little preview for Friday. Hope you're having a good day. I'll see you tonight on First Edition with the latest forecast starting at 5:30, and then on the NTV Eating News Hour between 6 and 7 o'clock. Have a great day.